Hey, this is Steve with Raybuck Auto Body Parts. You see the kids that are behind me. You guys probably know these are my kids. They come down and they help me in the garage on a lot of projects. Maybe you've seen some of the videos we've done. Blake and Kobe were helping me with the suspension on the 54 Chevy that's behind me. We did a set of baseball holders and some other stuff. Well, they've expressed more interest in doing more projects, so we're going to start a little series called Builder Kids, and it's going to obviously feature my kids and then hopefully some other kids for some of the other Raybuck employees and maybe some of the neighbors and who knows who else. So we're going to do some stuff. Hopefully you guys like this. Maybe your kids will get involved, to get more involved in the garage, whether it's with a car project or just something you want to do around the house. One of the things that we're going to do today, actually the one thing we're going to do today, is we're going to build a birdhouse. Sienna really wanted to do a birdhouse. There you go. And there's the drawing she made. So we're going to make something that looks similar to that. I don't know how detailed we're going to get with it, if we're actually going to get windows in it or anything, but we are going to do a birdhouse. And we're going to use a bunch of the stuff that's over here. So I'm going to turn the camera around here in a second and we will talk about what we're going to use. Okay, so here are the tools and everything. Let me just introduce you guys again in case you didn't know. I already said it. This is Sienna, that's Blake, that's Kobe. So those are my three helpers. This is Sienna's project, and here are all the items that we're going to be using. So, as I've done in the past, or we've done in the past, we are starting with a used pallet. We have all kinds of pallets around, so it makes sense to try to reuse those instead of going out to the lumberyard and buying some new wood. Plus it's kind of cool because whatever you're building, if you don't want it to look really even, you get some neat textures and colors out of that. This one I'm not sure if we're going to stain it or paint it or just leave it natural, but either way we're going to use the pallet. Wherever you're located, there's a pretty good chance there are stores around you that are trying to get rid of pallets for free. So if you want to do a project like this, you could usually pick these up. The other tool that we have on there, or the one tool we have on there, is a pallet buster. I've talked about it before. I'm going to show you guys how to use this. You can easily make one of these if you want to weld, if you have a welder and a little bit of metal, or you can buy these. You could buy the whole thing or you could buy just the end. For this one, it was so cheap. There's a place here in Pennsylvania that makes these, and they're really good quality. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but I think it was on eBay. This end piece was only like 35 bucks, I think. And then I had the handle off of an old jack. So I just welded the center of it to stiffen it up and then just bolted it right there. So again, we'll show you how that works here in just a little bit. And then these are the rest of the tools for the project. We might not use all of them and we might throw something else in here, but I think this is going to be the majority of it. If you don't have all these tools at home, don't worry. You can use other stuff. Instead of some of the nail guns, you could use glue or you could hand nail it. If you don't have, the compound miter saw, you could use a different type of saw, etc. So guys, what tools do we have down here? Anyone want to tell me what we have? So we have a hand saw, it's right here. We have the miter saw.
We have
a hammer.
Drill. Stick.
A drill. We do have a stick, we're going to use that.
Drill bits.
We have some
measure, pencils. Nail gun.
And the nail gun, yeah, we have a finished nail gun.
And the stick.
And the stick, that's not a tool, but it is something we're going to use. And Sienna's drawing. So yeah, for the finished nail gun, that helps just because it has little brad nails in it. It's really easy to do a small project like this. Again, if you don't have a finished nail gun, you could either buy one. They're relatively inexpensive, or you can hand nail it if you just get a small box of brad nails. So these are the tools that we're going to use, and we're going to start making this thing. So I don't have any dimensions or anything. We're just going to kind of wing it based off of Sienna's detailed drawing that you see right there. And then that's it. So we're going to start by breaking, we're going to use the pallet buster, we're going to break the wood down off of the pallet, and then we're going to start getting some measurements to see how much wood we have here, and we're going to start making this thing. Okay, so look, we're going to put this underneath like this. Yep, you can do this. I'm going to stand on it, and you're going to pull back. There's one. Okay. Then we do the next one. Foot. Okay.
Do you think they want to see kids testing pallets? Oh, Dad, we should say, kids, don't try this at home.
There's one board.
He's encouraging kids to do this at home. But you need a parent to watch you. Always be supervised when you have to be supervised whenever you watch this.
Okay, we're back. We took a little bit of a break for lunch. I should have mentioned it earlier, but I'm sure you guys know if you've worked on even one project like this, you got to build in a little bit of extra time. But have a little bit of patience, have fun with it. We took a little bit of a break for lunch. Sometimes you got a snack break, a water break, drink break, whatever. So just relax, have fun with it. So we got, you probably saw we were breaking the pallet down. We got it all broken down and separated into the different size pieces that were on it. This was only about a half pallet, but it's more than enough for what we need. Took all the nails out, threw those away, so there's nothing sticking out of anything. And then here's all the wood. So one little change that I made, I had another scrap piece of wood, that's this one here. We're going to use that as the base. We could use the pallets and cut them and then nail them together or glue them or whatever you want to do, use that as the base. But since I had this piece here, I'm just going to use this. It'll make it a little bit easier, make it go a little bit faster. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 boards wide for each side. That works out to be about 8.5 inches. So we're going to cut the base 8.5 on these 2 sides and then 9.5 this way, because you need overlap so that your boards will overlap in the corners and then you can nail them together. So since the boards are about 1/2 inch thick, you need an extra inch in that direction. So we're going to do 8.5, 8.5 here, and then 9.5 this way. That'll give us our base, and then we're going to nail directly into the side of this, and that's going to give us our support all the way up. What we're going to do up here on the boards, you can see the holes where the nails were. I guess we could have maybe left the nails in, because we're going to cut just inside of these nail holes and use that as the sides of the tree or the birdhouse. You could leave the holes in it if you want, let it look a little bit more rustic, but or you could stagger them. We're just going to cut inside of it so that we have just the solid pieces of wood on either side. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay these out in groups of 3, and then I'm going to get a square, little framing square here, put it on, and then I'm just going to use it at the 45. It makes it easier. We're going to draw our line, and then we're going to do another line coming down off of this, and that's going to be our the angle for our roof. So we'll get all these lines drawn. I'm going to cut the boards first. We'll get the boards set up, and then I'll draw my lines, and we'll cut those the angles that we need for the roof, and then we'll start nailing this together. So we will back this thing out and start cutting it and show you guys how this goes together. Okay.
And we're off.
And we're off.
Like it's this wide, could we have the roof go out like past it?
Yeah, it'll go out past it. Yeah.
So like the rain will hit it, and we can like put the stickers under where that little thing is, so the rain won't hit it.
Yeah, we'll make the roof a little bit wider.
Like it'll go down more.
Yeah. Okay, so what you saw, we probably saw we were doing, we put this board against the bottom just to give us a flat surface to make sure that we were measuring the correct distance or the same distance across it. What we did was we went 9.5 inches on the outside up, so we'll make that consistent on both sides so we know that the angle is going to be right. And then we put the square on here and we drew our line up and then our intersecting line that way we know that's where we need to cut, and that's going to give us our angle for the roof. So that's going to be the roof on both sides, or the roof coming down, and then we know the side pieces we're just going to cut at 9.5 inches. So the front and the back will look like this, and then the sides will be 9.5 inches, and then we'll put the roof on it. Okay, so here are the pieces all cut. So you can see we got our front piece with the little door that she wanted, our back piece, and we have the two side pieces, and there's the base. We're going to end up putting a window or something else in this little piece. We'll do that after we get it all nailed together. So we're going to start nailing it together, and we are almost done with this birdhouse.
It's very new. It's not very new.
Okay, we're going to start nailing this. I was just dry fitting it all together and realized I had my measurements backwards. When I was talking about the base, I added an inch, but I should have actually subtracted for the overlap. Not thinking, happens all the time. Remember what I said about being patient when you're in the garage? So anyway, it should be 8.5 by 7.5. The 7.5 will give you enough room for the corners to overlap, and we'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to start nailing the one side on, then the other side, and we'll show you what that looks like with the overlap, and then we'll finish the other two sides and be ready for the roof. Okay, you guys ready?
Kobe. Then my work bell on.
Okay. Here, you want to hold these?
They get
Actually,
easy
let's do it one
and
at a
tightened
time.
up. Yeah, they're just so I don't want to see it. See, look at this back. Whoa! You can't even see it.
Okay, do you guys want to do this?
One.
Okay, come on over.
Can I do it first?
Yep.
Dang it. Kobe, where'd you put
Okay.
your sweater?
One little squeeze. Good. Wait. Let me do it. Okay. You do it this time?
That was actually surprisingly way easier than I thought.
Okay, you want to do this side? Alright, wait till I tell you to go. Go. Okay. Kobe, you want to do this side?
Yeah. It goes like. I want to do one. How many nails?
We're going to do two right now. Here, do one here. And one right here. We'll do this one. Wait a second. Wait, it's heading down. Okay.
Dad, know something. Look. One in here than the other.
I know.
Wait, don't we do one right here then?
We'll do that after the fact. And then we're going to do two in this one. Okay. Right there. And one right there. Okay, Sienna, you want to do this side?
Then can I do the other side? I get to do the door side. Then can I do
Yeah, we're
the
gonna do
other
this
side
side.
then? Okay.
Okay, come over here.
Can I do the door side?
Let's
That is.
see. Okay, Sienna.
Okay.
Right there.
Feels
Right
weird.
there. Right there.
That's cool. This leaves a little open. How do you do the door? Dad, can we put that birdhouse on our deck? We're actually putting it on a tree in the front. No, I want PB in the back. Please be on the deck. It's
Just
not
one.
going to be on the deck.
Okay, right there.
Because that's where we live. Can I do the front, Dad?
We'll see. Let me make sure this all.
Like, how about you
It's
do the
working
sides and Dad does the part where the door goes.
Okay, so we got most of it nailed together around the base. You can see we have a little bit of an overlap. You can see here and here we got the overlap. We're going to finish nailing up the sides. The one thing I should have accounted for, I made the sides 9 inches or 9.5. They should have probably been 9, so it was down so the angle is right, or I should have cut these on a 45. So I'm going to get that cleaned up so that we could put our roof boards on here and it'll all line up. And then we're going to put the upper one in and nail it, angle nail it, or toe nail it on the sides.
Your bell
Okay, so I took the belt sander, just took a little bit off each side so we can at least get a little bit of an angle. And all we're going to do is we're just going to use these cutoffs. And we're going to go like this and just let it overhang. The kids wanted to let it overhang, so it's going to overhang. And we're going to nail it all together. Okay, so we just finished up. It took us maybe an hour or so total. We stopped a couple of times and made a couple different changes to it and measurement changes. And you can see we didn't get the window in yet, but we might put a window in it. Might put one in the back. And a little welcome mat. Sienna wants to put a welcome mat in it. But we did get it all together. All we did was find a little stick out in the yard, and we drilled a hole in the center because Sienna wanted a little perch for the birds to sit on if they come over there. And then we got the little hole in the bottom. So it's pretty big. Obviously, you can see her holding it up. It is a bigger birdhouse. You can make it any size you want, but you saw the dimensions that we used, and that's what gets you this. And that was about a half a pallet right there. So there you go. You got something to do on a weekend afternoon if it's raining outside or whatever. And it gives you a nice little birdhouse. We can hang it up. We might just set it on the deck. We're going to hang it up, so we're going to do that. So yeah, if you guys like what you see here, please like the channel. We appreciate it. Do you guys have anything else you want to say?
Kobe, you want to sing the opening song? No. Okay, first of all, we wanted to say something real quick. If you comment what you think we should do, we might do one of your comments.
Oh, we might do a project. That's a good point. So if you have a project that you want to do, or maybe that your kids want to do if they're not watching this, let us know, because these kids are looking for projects, and we're going to do whatever we can. You want to do it?
If we get 1,000 likes in the next week, we'll do it.
Oh, okay. So apparently if we get 1,000 likes in the next week, we are going to do whatever the next project is. I know there's a couple projects we're kicking around right now. One is talking about building a go-kart. Sienna wanted to build a scrunchie holder for her room. What do you want, Blake? You got to say it.
I want to build another birdhouse.
Oh, and he wants to do another birdhouse. So we might be doing another birdhouse, maybe a double-decker with 2 holes or something else. Blake is a real big animal kid, so we might be building all kinds of stuff related to animals.
We might build a fish trap.
Oh, we did do a fish trap, so we could show that.
So if we ever catch a fish and put it in a fish tank, we might show you.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this one up. If you guys, as you see, they're very excited. If you have any comments on projects you think we could do, definitely comment below. We really appreciate it. Click above to like us. We really appreciate when people like the channel. And we're going to be doing a lot more of these Builder Kids episodes. Thanks for watching, guys.
And remember, if you give us 1,000 likes in the next week, we're going to build 2 more birdhouses.
2 more birdhouses. Thanks, guys.